Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Spencer Arms YouTube channel. We are currently on 249 subscribers, and it's been like that for a few days. I'm just waiting for that magical one person that's going to click that subscribe button and become number 250. And if you do click it and you become number 250, please put in the comments, I clicked it, I'm number 250. And if I see it as you, I will give you a shout out. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. So anyway, I needed to stock up the Spencer Arms because I am sort of like getting down to about my last maybe 30 or 40 beers. No, not really. But yeah, I've probably got, well, I don't know. Janie might argue that. There might be about 30, 40 beers if I go over in the cellar, so to speak, underneath the cushions. But anyway, so Polly'S was one of the breweries that I went straight to, along with several others. And whilst I was on their website, I seen that they brought this out, new out, the Rivalità, which I think is Italian for, I've had a look for it, is Italian for rivalry. Oh my word. I've had to video this about 3 times. I know I can't get my bloody words out. But anyway, they normally are known for brewing pale, hoppy, sort of like, IPAs and pale ales and very sort of like hoppy forward, hoppy output ales, craft beer. And so they wanted to dip into the dark side. So they've gone dipping into the dark side, they say, to please the breweries out there. Because I suppose it's stout season, isn't it? So, of course, when I seen this new in, I thought, oh, I've got to get this. But I got 2, because I know I'm going to drink this probably a little bit too fast doing this beer chat review. So, I've got this to talk to you about it, and then I've got one to really savour and enjoy. Hopefully, if it's good. Now, what they're saying is, with all the market, it's sort of like full of these adjunct sort of like pastry and dessert stouts and things. I mean, let's face it, if you go into a supermarket now, I mean, I've bought a couple to try, and then I've thought, I know what these are going to be like from the supermarket. And I watched a review the other day from one of my favourite reviewers, and yeah, it just proved, a sort of a point. It's subjective anyway. I might like it, but I sort of doubt it because I know what I like and what I don't, but I brought it anyway. But I know from Polly'S, the effort that they're going to put into this is going to be quality. Now, this is coming in at 9% ABV, right? Now, it says drink fresh, store cold. Now, I'm glad they've put that on there, because the thing is, even though this stout doesn't want to be drank cold, it wants to be stored cold to keep it fresh. So it needs to be stored in the fridge, right, or below a certain temperature. It doesn't want to be stored. You don't want to be buying this in the summer and leaving it to warm up and then trying to drink it sort of like at this time. So basically, this hasn't been in the fridge. This has been sat outside in our sort of like outside area up there. And I think the outside temperature is at the time 7 degrees. So since it's been in here, this is probably warmed up to about 9 degrees. But this is a non-nonsense stout, like using proper ingredients, I'm guessing, proper nice malts. And I've read that they're using a Nelson hop in the boil, at the boil, and in the flame out. And I don't think the Nelson hop's going to be giving us anything other than bitterness. Well, anyway, waffling on. Oh, I bought myself, when I say I bought myself a glass, I got a glass free. Nothing's free, but, some things are. I just bought their core range, which is a 6-pack core range, and you get a free glass with it. It's very lovely, and I thought it'd be nice to have the glass to put this stout in, especially when it's a new stout they've done. I do love Polly'S Brewery. Very simple, sort of like sort of decal, sort of what's the word? Sort of like label in there. But it's great. It's pure and simple, and it does what it does. The glass has been cleaned. It's a brand new glass, like I've said in another review that will probably come out before this. and I've given it a good old Spencer Beer clean glass. And I'm going to crack this 9% Imperial non-nonsense stout out and get it into this glass. I don't expect it to have too much of a high level of carbonation, but I'm not going to take my chances and pour it hard, because it does look like it's coming up to the top of the glass to form quite a nice, very chocolatey milkshake looking head. Now, I've got to apologise to everybody, because I don't know, it almost seems like, I don't know, maybe I'm tired, but it almost, oh, the smell from that is delightful, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I'm tired, I don't know. I've been working very, very hard at work and up the house. Filled an 8-yard skip with just concrete and rubble back and forth from the house with a bucket on my shoulder. So maybe I'm tired. So the actual fluidity of my chat seems to be compromised. But I don't care, because I wanted to review this as soon as possible. I wanted to chat about this as soon as possible. Now that is looking very, very dark in the glass. Very dark. They have gone over to the dark side, haven't they? And look how lovely that label stands out amongst all my stupid lighting in here. I really need to sort that out, because I've noticed on a few of the videos I'm having trouble with it. So I'm going to probably get a dedicated light, turn these LEDs off, and get a bit of a spotlight here or something. I need to sort it out. But anyway, let's get the nose on this and see what she's smelling like. Oh, now she's smelling chocolatey. Smelling fruity. As you'd expect. Dark fruity. It's almost like, of course it is. Of course it's going to be chocolatey, roasty, dark fruity. It's an Imperial Stout. But this is going to be more chocolatey than fruity, I believe. And you can tell just by the aroma that it is a non-nonsense stout, because if it wasn't, they'd be trying to smash you with a big load of whatever flavours they want to call it. Cherry stout, whatever. I'm just saying that because of one that I looked at the other day. But that is smelling very more chocolatey than anything, but not overpowering, but not really. I'm not really getting too much roast, but I need to have a sip before my nose really kicks in. I'm very excited about this. Cheers, everybody. Please please accept my apologies for my stuttering and whatever. Probably because I've not got my magic cap on. Probably all my brain waves are just flying out the top of my head. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's not hang about. Cheers, everybody. Oh, yes, baby. Ooh. Oh, nice. Oh, I've even forgot what day is it. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it is, because it's bin day. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I love it when you can. It's so dark. The beer is really dark. I'm sure if I held it into a light, it'd probably be not quite as dark as it's looking here. This is why I need more of a special light, so I can sort of hold it right up to the light and see what it's doing. But it is very. There's a little bit of spillage come over the edge, and you can see it there. Look, you see like that little spillage come over the edge there, and it's looking sort of like quite caramelly type of chocolatey dark with that lovely tanned chocolatey looking milkshake looking head. Oh, I've still got a lingering. The reason I've not had another sip is I wanted to see how that bitterness lasts on my palate, and it is literally lingering, lovely, with not a single bit of bother. There's nothing in that that's making me upset. You know, it just goes to show you when you get a really good, decently brewed beer, how it can be. That really is a non-nonsense stout. That is a proper good, really good, traditional, sticky lips together, proper good stout. That really, really is. And for 9%, I'm not really getting an overall infusion of alcohol. And at 9% as well, it's got an absolutely lovely, pillowy, soft head. Because a lot of these sort of like high percent, I mean, 9%, it's not overly high, you know, we can get 11 and 12% sort of beers. But a 9% beer, you wouldn't expect it to have such a lovely, pillowy, soft head that's retained. I mean, I know we'll see what happens to it now because the can's empty. So I have poured it a couple of 3 times, I've swirled it round. So I have gave it a little bit of help. But I get the feeling that because I've got this glass of good clean, that's going to hang around. That's going to hang around, that is. That's not going to be any problem whatsoever. I can't get over how beautiful that looks in the glass. It looks so nice in the glass with Polly's sort of like little stamp there. Really lovely. Right, let's start really like chewing on these flavours and see what we can really get. So swirling it round the mouth, I am getting the alcohol, but it's not overpowering. It's coming. You can tell it's coming from where it's supposed to come from. It's coming from their malts. The bitterness is absolutely lovely. I love the bitterness on this. It is a really nice, very slightly dry, but the beer is really quite moorish. But it's not overpowering. It's not one of those beers, I don't think, that when I get to the bottom of it, it's going to be sickly. It's really well put together to the fact that it gives you that nice bitterness. It gives you sort of like a very nice back of the palate dryness. Makes you salivate a little bit, but it's not really going crazy on any sweetness because it doesn't need to. Because it's a non-nonsense stout, it's not here to be that sweet, gatto-y, oh, I'm going to be a creamy cake, cherry Bakewell, whatever it may want to be. They can do whatever they want now, can't they? You know, Black Forest Gatto, I think there's one that I've got in here, I'm sure of it. Cherry Bakewell tart, all them sort of stuff, custard cream, I don't know, whatever they want. Not so much custard cream, like, you know, could do sort of like a chocolate sponge pudding stout, and it's like you're drinking a super sweet bloody pudding that you've had in a pub, that when you finish it you go, you know what, I wish I'd have had that because I was full up from my dinner and I shouldn't have had that. I don't want to finish this and think I shouldn't have had that. It's too much. This is gorgeous. Having the swirl around the mouth does bring out the alcohol. It really does. But like I say, it's not a kick. It's not offensive. It's slightly warming. let's just do a bit of a anal temperature check on this beer. Let's just see what we're at. I do wash this, but it doesn't matter. It's only me that has it anyway. So let's see what we're at with this beer. It does sort of taste like it's the right temperature for me. Right, so we're coming in, look at this, look. We're coming in at 14 degrees here. 14.4 degrees. And that beer, to me, even in the sort of 7, it's saying it's 5 degrees outside, but it's not 5 degrees out in here. It is 15 degrees in here. So even at these cold temperatures today, this still tastes sort of chilled. It doesn't taste warm. But I think that like round about these sort of like 12 degrees, it's probably a tad warm, but it doesn't feel warm. That's the thing. I could even warm that up more if I'm on it. If I'm honest, for me personally, I could have that even warmer than that, and it wouldn't bother me one bit because it still tastes to the lips. It still tastes cool. It still tastes like it's chilled, you know. But you don't want this chilled. If you was to put this in the fridge, chill it down to like 6 to 7 degrees, well, you'd lose a lot of what we get in here. Now, sort of like drinking that quick, I have 2 types of drinking. Swilling around the mouth and then drinking it and just letting it slip down. You get a bit more of the roastiness then. Getting it straight down and not allowing this swilling in the mouth. For me, that's just given a little bit of roastedness that takes me away from the bitterness coming from the hops. It felt like I was getting the bitterness from like the roasted malts in there, like a bitter chocolate. This really is a non-nonsense stout. This is as, what's the word? Pure as it gets, I think. As pure as it gets. You know, you can give me a bit of lactose. I don't mind a bit of that. If you want to make a bit of a milky stout, yeah, I'm fine with that. But this is a nice, strong, imperial, bitter, chocolatey, coffee, roasty stout. Although the coffee, for me, is not really flying itself through, but that might be coming on the that back bitterness that I've just had, that you sort of like get from them bitter chocolates and a bitter coffee. But it's all very well blended together to just give a all-round roasted, bitter, dark, sort of like, yeah, raisiny type fruit, tinsy wincy, raisiny type sort of like sweetness there. There's hardly any sweetness in it, which I love. I feel all a little bit fingers and thumbs tonight. I don't know what it is. I'm still going to like put this out there, but I just feel, I don't know. I feel like I'm a little bit overexcited about this probably because normally you'll see a beer, and once you've done a review, if you just go looking for it to see what others think, it's just been done loads and loads and loads of times. But this, as soon as I've seen this, I'm on it. I don't know how long it's been out, but I thought it's stout season. They're going over to the dark side. They're moving away to something. They say they still enjoy brewing a stout from their love of beer and everything else. And I just thought I really wanted to, and especially because it's called the Rivalità, which is Italian, I think, for rivalry. It's almost like, I mean, how can I describe it? When you know, when your brothers and you always like, and they go like, you know, you two, you're always working against each other or whatever, blah blah. I don't know whether they've called this the Rivalità, like the rivalry, to just to go against what they normally do. I don't know. I'm going to tag Polly'S in this, and I'm Polly'S. If you're watching, I'm sorry that it's a bit of a stuttery view. Normally I'm like booming and bouncing around, and I know exactly what's coming out of my mouth, and it just flows. This has been a bit. I don't know. I don't know what time is it. Oh, it's 8:30. on a Tuesday, and I'm bumbling already. But yeah, so I think it is because they're just going against they're going against what they do. They go against what they do. I think this is probably the first stout I've seen them do, and I love it. I love the can. I love the design. I mean, I love how you've got that big Polly's there. Oh, I was going to put it here as well, like on my new little stand, copying Marc from the Craft Beer Hub. So I'll tag him in that because, if you copy an idea, I just like it. I like how that stood there. What I'm actually going to do, I've got from the barrel bar that's below me here, that if you watch Pub Shed Tour that I've got on YouTube, you'll see the barrel bar. And I need to watch it back myself because I think I need to do a bit more in-depth thing. And I have done something. And Ale and Audio, they've talked about it a lot. So you need to give these guys a follow. Listen to their podcast on Spotify. Go and search it on Spotify. It's absolute a joy to behold, to listen to that. It's so much fun. I've got bits and bobs of the oak barrels left, so I think I'm going to make a little barrel, a little tiny barrel to sit here to put the beer on. We'll see how that goes. So I'm actually going to make a little tiny barrel out of the offcuts of the oak barrel to do this, to stand the beer on. I'm also going to be delving into StreamYard and probably coming live at some point when I get the bottle to do that. Have a few guests on and talk beer and that. I'm not that knowledgeable. It seems as if you're watching this, it seems as if probably like, I don't know how I come across, whether I sound like I know what I'm talking about, but it's just one of those things where it's like I know Pink Floyd is a great band, but I couldn't tell you much about them. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I know this is a great beer and I know the reason it's a great beer, but I couldn't really tell you the full history of Polly'S Brew Co. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one of them. I just know they're a great brewery. The delivery is fantastic. It didn't take long to get here. The prices are great. The beers are fantastic. I've not had a bad one from Polly'S. I get a lot of Polly'S stuff from actually the bottle shop in Market Harborough, and also Murray does it at the off here, Clavenden Park. And then the odd time I'll actually order from the website. But I wanted to order from the website to get the glass, this beautiful glass. But yeah, as long as I'm buying Polly'S beer, it doesn't matter where I get it from. I just like to circle around, get it from the web, get it from the bottle shops, So the chocolate, a beautiful, bitter chocolate, dark chocolate, the dark fruits. Are taking a while to hit, but when they do, it's a raisin that I'm tasting. And do you remember? Have you ever had them chocolate raisins where I used to get a big handful of them and like just fill my mouth with them, but they were always milk chocolate raisins. But I loved them. I love milk chocolate raisins. Well, if you sort of imagine, like, this is dark chocolate raisins. So the only tiniest hint of sweetness that I'm getting from this beer that really, really takes a while to come is I'm getting as if I'm having a dark chocolate raisin. And I haven't seen any dark chocolate raisins, but I'm going to go and look for them now because it is beautiful. I love the bitterness on this. They've said they've given it a tickle of Nelson on the boil. Now at 12 to 13% on the alpha acids. I'm just trying to think where the alpha acid scale goes. I've not looked into it for such a long while. So I might be thinking about it. That could be quite a decent bitter in hop, actually. I'm going to have a look in that, and I'll probably put it up on screen when I'm right or wrong, because I don't think it works on 100%. I really don't think it works on 100%. I think if you get like a bitter in hop that's round about 12, 13, thinking about it now, that's quite a decent hop for the bitterness. And Nelson hop is saying it's a bitter and an aromatic hop. So And I think the aromas from it are probably like quite dark aromas as well, if I can remember. Like sort of like fruity aromas, but nothing, not sort of like your tropical fruit flavors. A bit more down on the dark side. So yeah, as far as the nose now is giving me, I love it. I love the fact that it's not got a massive nose, unlike me. And that tells me that it's not got any adjunct crap in there. You're not smelling it and go, whoa, that's like a cherry gatto or anything like that. This is brewed under Polly's purity law, isn't it? It's like we're not putting nothing in that other than real natural ingredients, and fair play to them guys over there. This is a fantastic stout. It really is great. Now, I don't score beers. I don't, but I do give a Spenno 10 out of 10 when I think it's a 10 out of 10. Now, this is a different stout. Now, when I gave the Porterhouse Brewery Irish Stout a 10 out of 10, it wasn't competing against this. It wouldn't win against this, because what we're talking about there, we're talking about Guinness being like just a sessionable everyday stout, which I love. We're talking about the Porterhouse Irish Stout being an everyday stout, a little bit stronger, which is quite good actually, because you get a bit more squiffy on that. So as far as that type of stout went, yeah, that was a 10 out of 10 for me, because it was like just proper good Irish stout. This is a different type of stout. This is an Imperial Stout. This is like a 9% stout. So I've had quite a few Imperial Stouts recently, and I must admit, I've got to the end of them, like I'm getting to the end of this. I'm just got to check there's no more in this. And I've sort of said that, like, I couldn't drink another. I couldn't, because it was too sickly. I think I had one called Redemption Against Vanity from Azvek's Brewery, and it was great. It was amazing. It was a real sort of like, whoa. It was a real sort of crash of flavors, but it was quite sickly. I got to the end of it and I thought, it's quite sickly. Whereas all the way down, this beer has been keeping me hunting for all the different types of flavors I think I can find in this. And the bitterness has kept me wanting to drink more. It's not made me feel sickly, because it's not trying to do anything. It's not trying to do anything it shouldn't be doing. What they've done is they've got some good quality roasted malts in here, a good quality hop. They've brewed it like getting bitterness out of the hop, and then put it in the flame out, which I would imagine is like just sort of like squeezing the tea bag out a little bit, just trying to probably get the aromas from that hop at the flame out. I would have thought. It's not, well, it's no, because dry hopping really does that a little bit more. But it's almost like, let's get the bitterness out on the boil, and then at the flame out, it's a bit more. Yeah, it's a bit more. Just squeeze the tea bag out a little bit. Once the tea bag's done its mashing, a little bit left, just squeeze it out. And then they've just really got all the sugars from the nice toasty, roasty malts and turned it into a 9% Imperial Stout. And the alcohol has come from the beautiful sugars that have been created from them really great, lovely malts. And the end result is a very quite nicely bittered, subtly dry, nice bitter chocolate raisin stout. Coffee. The coffee is there. It is. but it's balanced within all the different flavors. I keep getting different hints of flavors. I keep getting it. And you know what? Right. I didn't think I was going to do it. I didn't think I was going to do it. And when you chuck it down your neck, you get to experience. This has been an experience, and for me, if I've had an experience on a beer, then that's pleased me. That's pleased me immensely, because having a beer should be an experience, shouldn't it? You know, unless you're going out just to get pissed. You know, I've got a fire on at the house, and hopefully Janie will be keeping that maintained. I could quite easily crack another one of these out now and go and sit in front of that fire and drink it after I've just had one. That's a massive, massive standout plus for an Imperial Stout, because normally when you've had one of these, you don't want another. But it is. Oh God, it is. It's getting there. Right, I'm going to swill this last bit around the mouth, and then I'm going to see if I'm going to twitch towards what you think I'm coming to. Oh God, I'm so tempted to have the other one, but it's Tuesday night, and I want to go. To be honest with you, I want to go up the house and edit this, and I want to get it out. Oh, I'm just going to go down here for a minute and just debate it. I'll be back in a second. Back in a second. Oh, what do you reckon? I mean, you don't want to be doing it too much. You don't want to be doing the 10 out of 10 too much. Yeah, but it's really good. It's really good. Your heart's telling you, your head ain't. Yeah, this one. Right, I'm back. Polly'S Brew Co. New in from Polly'S Brew Co. The Rivalità. My actual name is Christian. Well, Christian name. I'm not Christian, but Lee. But it's Spenno to you guys. Polly'S Imperial Stout, 9%, no nonsense stout, absolutely beautiful. It is a Spenno, 10 out of 10. It is a 10 out of 10 from Polly'S. Honestly, I can't not give it a 10 out of 10. I enjoyed every single sip of that, every single mouthful. It's still in my mouth. It's still giving me that beautiful, lingering, bitter. There's not a, on the astringent bitter scale, it's the way down to 0. There's nothing astringent about that whatsoever. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's almost like I don't want to even drink anything else other than that for the next 10, 15 minutes or whatever, because I want to just appreciate what that beer has left me, what that beer has given me. That beer has given me something where I've not got to guess. I've not got to figure out if there's any crap in that, because there isn't. It's pure. It's crafted. It's been done with love and affection, and I've enjoyed it so much. So please, while it's available, if they're doing it to please the brewers or the breweries, then it's going to be. It's not a limited edition or anything. Just please go and get some of that and just try it, because honestly, you will not be disappointed. If you like your Imperial Stouts, or indeed, even if you like your stouts and you're a little bit worried about going over to the Imperial Stout stuff, that's not too crazy. A lot of Imperial Stouts will make you feel a little bit, it can be a little bit too much, but trust me, that's not too much. That is absolutely spot on. It really is fantastic. Anyway, 35 minutes. I'm sure I'm going to be editing a lot of this out, because I really made a mistake at the start. But please like the video if you've liked it. Please put your comments in the comment box. I'm not an expert. I'm just bringing to you my love of beer, my love of craft beer, my love of a beer that gives everybody an experience. And I'm also sharing the love of ale and audio. So, like, crack on with them on a Friday morning. Go to Spotify on the podcast, ale and audio. Listen to that. Listen to that. It is brilliant. And on Sunday afternoon, after 1 o'clock, they've got the YouTube channel where you can see what they're doing. We've got Dave from the Hardy Arms in Leicestershire, in Leicester, a fellow Leicester boy. He's one of the guys there, and Andy Dunn from the Dun Inn. What a great name for a pub shed, the Dun Inn. I'm done in at the minute, and then of course our very own Jimbo, who puts it all together and has taught me quite a lot. He's taught me how to do live streaming on StreamYard, which is going to be coming to this channel with a bit of luck when I get the confidence to do that. But anyway, that's waffling on. That's waffling. Take care, everybody. Smile, just enjoy life and enjoy the beer. And and please subscribe. Please like the video. Please comment. I don't care what it is as long as it's kind. Because feedback's a gift. It is a gift. Take care, everybody. Lots of love. Spenno.